Well, today I'm going to start curing this pork tenderloin, and you want to start by cleaning it up. And I know I've watched other videos, they say clean it up. What they mean is there's this piece right here. You can see a line right there. That's the chain, and you don't want that because in the curing process, you don't want any little cracks like that, crevices where bacteria can grow. So you just very carefully get in and remove that chain. You see, I'm just following the natural line there. That chain's very good. Throw that on the grill. It's very good, but you want to then get this silver skin piece here. You're just going to go underneath and slice away from your hand. You want to get all of that silver skin off of there. Again, that's all good meat, but you can see now you just got smooth lines everywhere. I'm gonna leave that. That should be fine. All right, the next step is to weigh this and figure out how much cure we have to put on it. So I'm gonna weigh this in grams because that makes a lot more sense for doing the math. So 386 grams, and I will calculate 3% salt and 1% sugar. Brown sugar or white sugar, use either one. If you're using a curing salt, which I usually don't, you can do that if you want, then I'd go 2 3/4% of salt and, or 2.5% salt and 0.5% of the curing salt. All right, I'll weigh that out. 386. So I did the math and we're looking at for 11.58 of salt. 7, there's 9, 11. That is going to be close enough. And then 1% sugar is going to be 4 more grams. That'll take it up to 16, 17. Now we can flavor that with whatever we want. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. So I have bay leaves, coriander seeds, and fennel seeds, and I'm just going to put that in with my cure. I'm going to mix that around, and without losing any of the salt, I now need to get that all over this meat. So just work it into the meat, rub it in, and I'm going to make sure that anything that's left on the board, once I vacuum seal this, anything that's left on the board is going to go right into the vacuum sealer, so we get that 3% of salt and 1% of sugar. Just work it all the way around, keep rubbing it in. So I get my vacuum seal bag. If you don't have a vacuum sealer, you can do this in a Ziploc, that would be fine. Now, I need to make sure that I clean all of this up and get it in the bag because I need all of that salt to make this cure properly. So I will make sure all of that goes in the bag, but you don't have to watch me do it. And there we go. That is all sealed up. That's going to go in the fridge for about a week. The salt cure probably only takes 2 or 3 days, but I think if I leave it there for a week, I might get more of those flavors to go into the meat. We'll see if that works. So this has been 1 week in the fridge, and I'm gonna just take it out of here. This will be fully cured now. It's probably fully cured after about 3 days. I'm gonna take it out. I'm going to wash all of those spices off. I'm gonna give it a rinse. I just don't want the spices to be sitting there as it cures. So I'll give it a rinse and then I will dry it off before I get it ready to hang. All right, I've got most of those spices off, and I just want to make sure that I get the surface relatively dry before I tie it up and hang it. And the only things I'm worried about are these little flecks right here, because you might get bacteria in there as it's curing, or as it's drying. But I think I'm gonna be all right. Wipe that off a little bit more, and then I'll show you how to tie it. So I'll admit I'm not very good at this. I always forget how to do it. So I have put one knot right there. It slides into place. Then you want to go all the way to the other end and go through there. I have to cut this off. And this is a cotton string. There's no wax on it or anything. That will tighten. We'll go around again. And I'm just going to tuck it in once. And I'm going to use that as a loop to hang it up. And that's going to hang in a fairly cool place, 15 degrees Celsius, roughly, not touching anything. And I'll keep an eye on it. I'm going to weigh it first though, to see how much it weighs. Just 1 second. So I have this hanging just where you go outside to my back door. And it's usually it's cool down here at this time of year, about 15 degrees. You can see it's not touching anything, and that should be good. So I rinsed the salt off of this and vacuum sealed it about 3 weeks ago because I was traveling. But we'll see how it does. I feel it's fairly firm. Let's go right in half. That you can see is nicely cured. I'll tell you what it tastes like. That's great, and the coriander seeds are really nice in it.